What's going on, Phillies fans? Big Al here for the Phightins. Final a little later tonight. We had our boys over the Steel Steps with an amazing show as usual. I guess it wasn't worth going on right after the Phillies game anyway with the kind of the loss they took tonight. Another bad loss. A bad loss against the Nationals is never a good loss, especially how bad that team is, especially against a divisional rival, and especially against this deep into a postseason run. So, guys, I'm going to bring you the Phightins final. The Phillies fall 8-7 to the Nats tonight. In a game that looked like they had it in hand. Michael Lorenzen making a start after his no hitter just a little over a week ago now. People, I said I kept kind of making the joke. How are you going to live up to that? Like, what do you? It's only downhill from here, but it was very downhill tonight. He got very scrambled tonight after a fielding error from Johan Rojas. But guys, like I said, the Phillies fall to the Nats 8-7 on a Friday night. It is now just about Saturday morning, just a few minutes before. But I figure I'd take you into the new day, talking some Phillies, letting you get maybe you're tossing, maybe you're turning, maybe you can't sleep, and you're just like, I need to talk Philly. I need to get this off my chest. So let me be that guy. Let me be your baseball shrink for the night. It is one loss and a blip of a radar, but these are the kind of losses that can haunt you if you're struggling or if for some god awful reason you do not make it into the postseason. So these are the things, like I said, that can haunt you into the night. So let's talk about this together. Because the wild card standings as of right now have, we're still 2.5 games up with San Fran losing tonight. That's 2 in a row for them. Cincinnati's winning, but they're creeping up. I mean, that's the thing. They're only 2.5 games behind us, and that is a recipe for disaster. It's you got Cincinnati and Chicago a game out. Miami's a half a game out. Arizona's 1.5 games out. Too close for comfort. Like I said, these are the kind of games that are going to come back and haunt us tonight or at the end of the season when we're sweating it out, hoping to make it. But for like I said, if you guys are just joining me, the Phillies fall to the Nationals 8-7 down in Washington. But guys, this show is brought to you by Sherry'sTickets.com. That's right, Sherry'sTickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. Sports, concerts, theater, you name it, they got it. You want to get down to a Phillies game, or if they're in Washington, if they're here, if they're wherever in the country you want to go, you go to Sherry'sTickets.com. The price you see on the screen will be the price you pay. No hidden fees. You'll not get bamboozled at checkout. And for an additional 10% off, use that great promo code EOP10. That's right. EOP10 will save you 10% off these already great prices over at Sherry'sTickets.com. Check it out, Sherry'sTickets.com. So let's go through the lineup. So let's walk through this game a little bit. Like I said, Michael, both starting pitchers didn't go deep into the game. The fourth inning, there is 12 runs scored in the fourth inning, 6 between both teams. Unfortunately, the 6 were the only 6 the Phillies would get, and there was 2 bookend runs. I'm sorry, 6 plus the 1 home run at the end of the game, which would make it 7. But there was 2 bookend hit runs for the for the Nationals, which gave them just one more enough to win tonight. So let's go through the lineup. We'll talk about the lineup. We'll talk about who had a productive night, who didn't. And we'll talk about the key moments in the game. All right, so your lineup was Schwarber at DH. Had a good night at the plate. He had a 2-run blast in the fourth, as well as a solo home run in the ninth that gave a little life at the end, but just a little bit. So he was 2 for 4, 2 runs, 1 walk, 3 RBIs, and the 2 home runs, as I mentioned. Alec Boehm was 1 for 5. Bryce Harper was 2 for 5 in a run. Castellanos was an 0 for 5 tonight. Stott was 0 for 3 in a walk. Turner was 0 for 3 with 1 run scored and a walk. JT had a double with 2 RBIs. Cave had a double with 1 RBI, and Rojas had a single with an RBI, all in that fourth inning with those 3 plus the 2-run bomb from Kyle Schwarber. But like I said, that's not really the story of the game. The story of the game is, if you look at the line, really can tell you the story that you need to see. Start off pretty strong for the Phillies. They scored 1 run in the 3 innings. The Nationals were up 1-0. And then the fourth inning, the Phillies are up at bat first, and they score 6 runs, and it's a 6-1 game. And you had that kind of feeling, good game for the Phillies tonight. They'll hopefully hold on to this, win it, not a big deal. And and cool. We'll be happy with that. Well, the fourth inning comes around for Michael Lorenzen and the Phillies, the bottom of the fourth, and the Nationals decide to score 6 runs of their own, giving them the 7-6 lead that they took the lead with and ran with for the rest of the night. Michael Lorenzen only got one out in that inning. They had to take him out, and Hoffman had to come in and finish up that inning plus another inning. Did pretty well. Soto had another not great show outing, let up the other earned run that made it 8 Nationals into the 7th, into the 8th. Phillies couldn't get anything going. I mean, it wasn't even like there was the one time in the 7th where you thought maybe this team isn't dead yet. Another moment where the bases were loaded and the Phillies came up with nothing. Another big storyline of the night in the 7th inning. The 8th inning was putrid at the plate. And the 9th inning, Kyle Schwarber led off with a bomb, a solo run. All right, solo run. Harper's coming up. Castellanos is coming up. Your Bohm, Harper, and Castellanos are coming up. You're feeling pretty good about it. Nothing. Couldn't generate anything after that bomb from Kyle. The game ends 8-7 win Nationals. Phillies fall in the standings to 13 and a half games behind the Braves. Yeah, so they're really not making any ground. I mean, luckily they're not losing ground in the wild card because the other teams around us are losing. But if you're thinking about catching up for the Braves and and trying to take the division, 13 and a half games, late August, August 18th, not a good spot to be in. I mean, the Braves would really have to go on some really bad losing streak for this to pan out. And we still have to play these Braves. These Braves are a good team not to look past. That's going to probably be the toughest team we see. And right now, they're one of the best teams in baseball. And they have an OPS that looks like the 27 Yankees, which they mentioned on the broadcast tonight, which is not a good thing to hear when you're behind them because that is like one of the best prolific baseball teams. You know, that team is like with every baseball team is compared. Like the old thing is, well, they're not the 27 Yankees. You know, it's a joke, but it's truthful that they were like by the numbers one of the best baseball teams put together. So if they're kind of mimicking some things, even part of what they're doing, not a good start, not a good look for us. Not a good look for us. We got to hope that this Phillies can really turn around and stop being up and down, be more up than down, if anything. But one thing that you can always count on, it's always going to be up, it's always going to be a good time, is phillysportstrips.com. Check them out, phillysportstrips.com. This is the next upcoming football run. If you want to go down to Tampa, check out the Phillies. The Eagles take on the Bucks. Hollis Thomas, Vince Papale, David Akers will be there, plus their local fan partners over at Philly of the South. Check it out. Go to phillysportstrips.com because you can't go to New England with them. They sold out. You guys cannot sleep on phillysportstrips.com. They sell out, and it's not like they only bring like 12 people with them. They bring a lot of people with them, and they sell out, fast. So jump on it. Great gift ideas for birthdays, anniversaries. Couples want to do it together, or just you want to send a friend or a family member or a loved one there. Go to phillysportstrips.com. Plus, they have all the local trips, all the local games. They have tailgates all set up at the live casino. Check it out. Go to phillysportstrips.com. As well as if you are a big baseball fan like I am, this is a trip that you may want to look at. The 2024 London trip for Phillies to take on the Mets in London. Coming up next June 6th in 2024. June 6th to the 12th. Great trip to London. I mean, just an amazing trip to go there. But to watch the Phillies take on the Mets, I don't think you ask much more of that. Go to phillysportstrip.com and go put down your deposit now. So let's look at the pitching. Like I said, Michael Lorenzen, not a great night. 3 1/3 inning, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walks, 1 strikeout. Hoffman came in 1 2/3 innings, 1 hit, and 2 strikeouts. Soto had 1 inning pitch with 2 hits, 1 earned run. And Covey finished up the game with 2 innings, 2 hits, and 1 walk and 1 strikeout. So for the most part, bullpen did okay outside of Soto's 1 earned run. But Michael Lorenzen, I mentioned the misplay by Johan Rojas in center field, which should have been a pretty routine catch for him. Had his glove pretty much in front of his face, which is a no-no. in baseball, and being a little lackadaisical with it. I'm going to blame. I'm a big proponent for Johan Rojas. Really like Johan, and I really think he can be something for this organization, especially in the future. Outfielder, his bat is not too shabby either for a young guy. Doesn't seem to shy away from the big moments I always mentioned so far, but he got a little lackadaisical out there and put his glove up, and it looked like it hit like the palm of his glove. It bounced out, and then the rest of the inning kind of unraveled from there. I don't know if it shook Lorenzen. It would have made a world of a difference in the sense that the home run that came after would have only been 1 run versus 2 runs. The game would have been, they might have came out of that inning still up a run or two. Couple big differences if that simple outfield play was performed appropriately. So not to bang on the young guy, but one thing I can probably tell you for sure is he ain't gonna do it again. Like that's something that learning experience that school hard knocks and all that. That is the learning experience that you're gonna need that you don't need to have, but if you get, you're not gonna forget about. That'll haunt him for a long time, and make sure he doesn't make a silly play out and outfield like that again. Trey Turner not doing too well at the plate lately again. I'm not super worried about it, but just hasn't been great. Castellanos looks like he's being a little aggressive again at the plate instead of sitting on some pitches, watching some pitches, picking his pitch. Harper, he's been playing really well. Kyle, it was due for a good game. Of course, the one time it's a good game, you can't win the game. That's something they need to work on. And the bottom of the lineup was really where the production came from outside of Kyle Schwarber with Romuto, Cave, and Rojas driving in a bunch of RBIs. If I told you guys the Phillies scored 7 runs tonight before the game starts, you'd probably all go put your money on the Phillies outright winning this game. But that was not how it played out in Washington tonight, because they have a game tomorrow at 4. Then they're going up to Williamsport, where the Little League's playing Little League World Series. Local team, the media Little League team, is up there. Delco proud right here. So hopefully they can continue to press on and with the Phillies up there as well. So they will be playing in Williamsport on Sunday. So this should be interesting game plan to check that out. But tomorrow is a 4:05 start. I'm going to try to find out who is on the mound for you. Give me 1 second on that. I forgot to write that down tonight. It's been a long night, ladies and gentlemen. Long night. Tomorrow night is Sanchez. So Christopher Sanchez will be on the mound against Irvin. All right. So could be a good matchup for the Phillies. We'll see what happens there. But that is your storylines pretty much tonight. Lorenzen couldn't keep the magic going that we saw in, of course, from the no-hitter and the game before that. First 2 games, wonderful. But this game, like Pat's saying here, Michael Lorenzen got cooked tonight. Yeah, I mean, and he had 3 innings were pretty good. I mean, outside the 1 run, he was looking pretty good. Just didn't have that command of the command that he had. He seemed like he was really struggling to get over the plate. And they mentioned on the broadcast, and I wonder, and I kind of thought about it myself. I wrote a note down early in the game. He really was working hard to throw it past them. He didn't have the command of the slider like he did the other night. I mean, people forget in that no hitter he had. If I told you he was going to have a no hitter in the first 3 innings, you would tell I'm crazy, because you would look at his pitch count and you'd be like, nah, Al, you're out of your mind. That's not going to happen. But he settled down. He threw that slider, and nobody could hit it. Nobody could hit that slider that night. Well, tonight didn't work out that well. Hopefully, this is just the coming back to reality moment for him. Team still scored 7 runs. The offense, you would hope, would be able to do more over. I mean, that was only the 4th inning, so there's still 5 other innings for this team to put up more than 1 other run. So I can't 100% blame Lorenzen, but no, it was not a great starting pitching night from him at all. For the most part, outside of Soto, the bullpen did well tonight, held their own, kept this game somewhat in check. And then, like I said, 12 runs scored in one inning, 6 in front of the Phillies and 6 by the Nationals in that fourth inning, which is an implosion by both starting pitchers in this game. And another letdown when being up 4 more runs. The Phillies have lost 5 games this year, being up 4+ runs. Not a great stat that you want to have, to be honest with you. But that's, it's another truthful thing. Be up 4+ runs and another letdown game against the Nationals on top of another letdown game against them. Once again, left too many runners on base. That Jeff, that is the story inside the story, and that's not just this year. Last year, I mean, this year just seems worse, maybe because it's this year and we're in front of it now. But yeah, no, it not a great another great stat not to have. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but too many runners left in scoring position. But guys, real quick, if you need a little justice in your life, and what I mean by that, you get hurt at work, you get hurt in a motor vehicle accident, personal injury, criminal law. Those things can be life-altering situations. You can lose family, you can lose jobs, you can lose houses and cars and everything else in these moments. And when you do, what you need is you need a hero. You need somebody who can fight for your rights. You need David R. Cherry at the Cherry Firm. That's cherryinjurylaw.com, or you can call them directly at 610-565-0300. Like I said, workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law. David R. Cherry is your man. Call him at 610-565-0300, or simply go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Yeah, guys, that's the story for the night. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and prattle on about a game that, you got to wash off. It's like you feel dirty, you got to clean off, you got to get a shower, before you go to bed, go in the shower, soap up, clean up, get in your bed, get under your sheets, fall asleep, and start your day over again. Like that's what tonight needs to be for Phillies fans and for the Phillies. They need to go back to their hotel rooms, wash up, clean up, get a little something to eat, sleep it off, wipe and just come back and win the series. Win the series, get back on the winning ways, and get ready and just keep running through, because like I said, it's August. Actually, it's August 19th now. I said before in the beginning it was August 18th. It's August 19th. We have 11 days left, or 12 days left in the month of August. Not a long time. So people are going to be going back to school and everything. Not leave September. So you got pretty much 6 weeks left. 6 weeks of baseball left. That's it. I mean, there's not much more to say. The team's 66 and 56. You need to keep going, and you can't let your foot off the pedal, and you can't drop these kind of games. So you got to stop the bleeding now. That's where it's got to stop now. So, guys, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Check the rest of the lineup here at EOP. You're like, oh, I missed most of it. I missed a good chunk of that. What am I supposed to do? It's Friday. I missed a lot of things. Well, you go to eopsports.com. You go to our YouTube page, our Facebook page, our Twitter page. It's all on there. And if you're a podcast guy like me, you like to listen to the audio stuff in your car or when you're cleaning up or doing work or something, you go to anywhere. I don't care if you go to Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you get your podcast at. Type in Edge of Philly Sports, and you can find all these great shows. And if you missed tonight, there's a great two great things tonight you missed. 6 o'clock, the Party on Broad. Dives put on a great Flyers prospect, really getting you guys deep diving into the Flyers farm system. Check it out. It was a great video. Got huge numbers tonight. So if you missed it, go check it out. And also I'll be putting the podcast up for it after I get off the air here tonight. Don't sleep here at EOP. And right, I said 10 o'clock tonight, the boys of the Steel Steps rocked it out. Great guest tonight, talking great wrestling, indie wrestling, AEW, WW, you name it, they cover it. And not just the storylines, they cover the technique, they cover what could make it better, or good stuff, bad stuff, who's really turning people onto the wrestling. Really dive deep into wrestling. So check out the Steel Steps. Go to eopsports.com/Steel Steps, or check out all the other shows there on the network on the website, and sign up for the newsletter there while you're on there. You'll get it every Friday. If you missed anything throughout the week, you can check it out. Tomorrow we'll have another Phightins final, then Sunday PM and AM with All Across All the Time and the Phightins final as well. So check it out. Edge of Philly Sports, or EOPsports.com, or edgeofphilly.com. You name it, we got it. Other than that, guys, Phillies fall to the Nationals 8-7. Let's hope they can wash this one off and bring it back home bring it back with a win and bring up to Williamsport and take a win up there and show the little leaguers how it's done in Philly town. So check it out, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for joining the Phightins final. We'll see you tomorrow night. Same EOP channel, guys. Check it out. See you then.